They are here tonight to watch great fights, including the Heat, Karo Parisyan, who remains one of the finest welterweights in the world, trying to master the master, Drew Fickett, intense and dangerous. Drew Fickett goes by the nickname The Master, best remembered for snatching victory from the jaws of defeat by submitting Josh Koscheck with just 22 seconds remaining in their 2005 bout. The 26-year-old Fickett broke open a close fight once again at UFC 61 in July when he ended Kurt Pellegrino's UFC debut with a rear naked choke in the third round. Tonight, he gets to match wits with Karo Parisyan in a battle of UFC veterans.
Once a Marine, always a Marine. I'm going to have, my devil dogs behind me. I'm going to feel that energy, and Karo's not just going to be fighting me, he's going to be fighting 4,001 other Marines.
Karo the Heat Parisyan is a judo black belt whose thunderous throws have struck fear into more than a few opponents. A throwback fighter whose 23-4 record is filled with a who's who of current UFC standouts, Parisyan has never ducked a challenge in his 7-year pro career, and he's not about to start now, as he's facing another quality foe in Drew Fickett.
To Drew Fickett, I would probably say, you're a tough guy. I'm not going to underestimate you. I never underestimate any opponent, but Drew, you're not on my level, so I'm just going to bring the heat.
Coming up next, can the master, Drew Fickett, cool down the heat, Karo Parisyan? Our tale of the tape for this highly anticipated matchup between the Heat and the master. The native Armenian is 24 years old, Karo Parisyan 2 years younger than the American Drew Fickett. Everything else is virtually the same. Once again with our official introductions, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist who holds a professional record of 30 wins with 4 losses. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 171 pounds. Fighting out of Tucson, Arizona, Drew the Master Fickett. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He holds a professional record of 23 wins with 4 losses. Standing 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing in at 171 pounds. Fighting out of North Hollywood, California, Karo the Heat Parisyan. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of this contest is Steve Mazzagatti.
Referee Steve Mazzagatti, and this should be spectacular. Beautiful alley, getting set for round number 1. Karo Parisyan, Drew Fickett, and we are underway. First of 3 5-minute rounds, and Fickett comes out the aggressor.
Drew Fickett's got some good strikes, he's moving very well. Karo Parisyan's strength has always been his grappling and his judo throws. His stand-up is good, but Drew Fickett might have a slight edge there. Nice knee.
I'll tell you what, you talk about a gamer who went into battle and survived against Diego Sanchez. That was a tremendous fight between Parisyan and Sanchez.
Oh, big right hand by Karo.
And he shakes and
he took a shot to the groin right before it.
Inadvertent.
Yeah, Karo is known as the Heat for a reason. That reason is this guy constantly puts pressure on his opponents. Let's take a look at the replay of that unfortunate shot to the gonads.
Oh, yeah.
Right before he landed the right hand.
Take some time, Karo. Take it.
And Karo can take as much time as he needs. And he will. Karo was very relaxed the last few days.
He's ready.
He's ready to go.
Right. You ready? Okay.
Total mistake, total accident.
Fickett, I think you could say, is a confident young man.
He's crazy. Yeah, Drew Fickett is a unique individual.
Intensity plus velocity.
But this is the problem.
What he is all about.
Karo gets a hold of you. Karo is like a chimpanzee, man. He's got crazy strength. Rolling with that guy, like you would think that he's 300 pounds. It's all the years and years of judo.
Judo black belt.
Good job by Drew Fickett standing up. Karo hits him with the right hand for his efforts.
6 junior national judo crowns, one of the best judo practitioners in all the United States of America. Fickett has changed camps in preparation for this fight, working with Dennis Hallman and Ivan Salivary at Ivan Salivari's gym in Seattle.
Couldn't ask for a better camp than that.
So Fickett looking to branch out and improve. After taking out Batman Kurt Pellegrino in his last UFC fight.
Yeah, Drew Fickett has great back control. That's one of the things he's got. I mean, that guy gets your back and sinks the rear naked, and you're in deep trouble.
And he earned the victory with that early in the third round. Parisyan really coming over the top with frequent occasion.
Everybody likes to come over the top now, taking a page out of Chuck Liddell's book. A little slip by Karo Parisyan, right back up to his feet.
Karo with that right hand over and over again. He's landing that right hand consistently.
Really wants to erase the disappointment of his last fight, which was the one in which he was defeated by Diego Sanchez.
Diego won that fight with heart and conditioning and some phenomenal skill as well, but really won that fight down the stretch. Karo is an immensely talented guy, and if he's ever received any criticism, it's that he doesn't train up to his talents.
Well, the interesting thing is early in his career, he was able to do that and still win all the time, Joe. But now that he's an elitist,
yes,
he has to put everything together.
Exactly. That is the problem. His judo and his grappling is so strong, and he's so powerful, and his cardio is so good naturally. I mean, he's just a phenomenal athlete. From years and years of throwing people around, he's landed some nice punches here. But at this level of the game, you got to have more than that. You got to have it all. There's guys that are just like him that are working just a little bit harder, and you got to pick up the pace, and it looks like he has done just that. I mean, Karo's got a huge heart, and he's got a very big ego, and losing a fight like that to Diego has got to sting. So I'm sure he wants to redeem himself very badly.
Judo Gene LaBelle in attendance tonight to support his longtime student, Karo Parisyan.
Again with the right hand, Karo is just landing that over and over again. Drew jumps in with a knee.
Oh, good straight left.
Good high kick. You know, Karo is really getting the better of these stand-up exchanges, which is a little surprising. Not that Karo's stand-up is bad, but I would have thought Drew would have had the edge there. One of the things that Karo said, you're not going to take Karo down like that. One of the things that Karo said before this was that he thinks Drew's not on his level, and that might be contributing to his relaxation in this fight. You know, he really believes that Drew is a B-level fighter, and he is an A-level fighter.
Drew really looking for the takedown. Karo says not here in round one.
Let's take a look at some of the action in that first round. Beautiful right hand by Karo Parisyan. Karo has really been working on his striking. Lands that nice Superman punch and a follow-up right hand. Rashalia, the gorgeous host of UFC All Access. Karo is just muscling Drew Fickett around here. Boom, big takedown. Drew's holding on to the overhooks in a tight guard. He does not want to let Karo loose here and start eating elbows and punches. Drew is stuffed up against the fence here, and he's taking some shots. He's got to do something to spin out of here and get out of this position. He's just wrapping him up tight here. He's not looking for a submission, it doesn't look like. It looks like he's just trying to control them. Good elbow from the bottom.
Parisyan bloodied up. was courtesy of a Karo Parisyan elbow.
Yeah, Karo's punishing him for that cut that he got himself.
Karo is turning up the heat.
He really is. Good job by Drew Fickett avoiding Karo taking his back there.
A great start to round number 2. They're going to check some cuts now.
Half guard, okay? We're going to return to it.
Wow, that is a bad cut under Karo's eye. It's a very bad cut. He's touching it with his fingers. It looks nasty. That's bad, man. He just looked up at the monitor to take a look at it himself. That might be the end of the fight. That is a bad
Stay there,
cut.
guys. We're going to return to it.
All right, the doctor says it's okay, and it's okay.
That thing's nasty. Karo's shaking his head. He does not want that.
Well, it's under his eye, which is somewhat of a benefit. The blood won't come down and roll and impair his vision.
It's okay, but that's going to leave a mark. Good body shots by Karo. Karo's got control here. Side control. Good job by Drew Fickett trying to get out of that. Drew Fickett very squirmy from the bottom. Karo's got to look out for those up kicks.
What a different type of battle here in round 2. Oh,
yeah.
Big right.
Nice right hand by Karo.
Totally different fight, and this demonstrates the versatility of the sport of mixed martial arts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything on the feet basically in round 1, Joe. Everything basically on the ground here in round number 2.
Drew Fickett going for a Kimura of his own. He's got to look out here. He's going to get caught in armbar if he's not careful.
Parisyan, careful with the up kick again. Karo looking to impose his will.
But Drew Fickett is doing a good job of avoiding that will. He's staying very active on the bottom, regaining guard over and over again. He's taking some shots, but as you see from that big cut on Karo's face, he's dangerous from the bottom.
And both of these men have fought the best of the best at 170. From Diaz to Josh Neer and Koscheck and Berkman, the other Joshes. For Drew Fickett, for Karo Parisyan, George St. Pierre, Nick Diaz, Chris Lytle, Matt Serra.
What a deep division. I mean, you talk about a talented division.
Perhaps the best division in the world.
I believe so.
And bleeding out of his forehead area is Drew Fickett. And that was courtesy of an elbow from Karo Parisyan.
And Karo's landing more of those elbows.
Less than 90 seconds remains in round 2.
To the stand-up. Wow, Karo's eye is a mess. That cheek is nasty. Both of these guys are bloody. Drew shooting for the double, and he gets it.
Nice job done by Drew Fickett.
Drew Fickett, never say die, man. That's one thing about this dude. He will not quit.
If you don't believe that, ask Josh Koscheck.
Yeah, I mean, that was a phenomenal example. He was getting worked over in that fight, and then with like a minute and a half to go, lands a big kick and finishes the fight in a rear naked choke. And Karo's eating some elbows here.
Both men are absolute warriors here in the octagon.
Karo's he's got to protect that cheek. If that cut gets any worse, they're going to have to stop it. I mean, it's such a huge gash. But again, it is not affecting his vision. It's just, you know, it's just going to be an ugly scar.
Final seconds of round 2. And Fickett scoring some valuable points.
Drew Fickett is a warrior. He will not quit. And he's just landing these shots now.
Continuously. But we're going to head to the 3rd round.
Wow.
What a battle.
Wow. It's so loud in here, you can't even hear the bell. These guys are going nuts. You want to talk about appreciative fans?
Let's listen into the corner of Drew Fickett.
Doing great, champ. Doing great. He's fading. He's fading.
Beautiful. Keep it up. Now you box. Look over here. Breathe. Breathe. Doing beautifully. Okay. Now you're gonna box. Okay. Use your angle. Use your footwork. Take it slow. Just keep jabbing it. Watch that overhand. That's all he's got.
And the heat, Karo Parisyan. Both guys are beat up.
Couldn't ask for a better man to work on that cut than Jacob Stitch Duran.
The men, the bats watching in Iraq. Hello, Miramar. Hello, Iraq. Thank you, our prayers, our thanks to the bats, helping to protect our freedom every day. And as the men and women of Miramar are doing.
Tell me those guys aren't enjoying those fights.
Dude, it's like 5 in the morning there.
Let's take a look at how Fickett got cut here. Vicious elbows on the top from Karo. And this is Drew Fickett landing the elbow from the bottom. Right there, bang. That's what it did it. Just that little short elbow and the blood starts flowing. What a great fight.
Leon, take a little of that grease off.
Leon tabs,
Take a little bit of grease
working
off.
the other corner.
That's all right, that's all right. All right, all
They're
right.
going to clean it up.
All right, that's good.
You got Stitch, you got Leon, two of the best in the business, working the cuts, working the corners here tonight.
Okay, hold on. Time out, time out,
They got
time
grease
out.
in Drew Fickett's
Get
eye.
the towel, get it out of his eye.
Ivan Salivary attends to his fighter, Drew Fickett.
All right, are we ready?
Third and final round. Here from Marine Corps Air Station Miramar. This is a very, very close fight.
What a great fight. Drew Fickett looks fresh. Look at him moving around great.
Oh, the heat with some power. Oh, it's open already. The cut under the eye of Parisian is open just from a bump.
Good jab by Karo. Karo took out his mouthpiece to spit.
Keep that mouthpiece in, Karo. Keep the mouthpiece in.
Good
body
kick,
shot.
good answer.
By Fickett. Good right
Remember,
hand by
Karo was
Karo.
very comfortable with his hands on the feet in round number 1.
Yeah, his stand-up has improved quite a bit.
This is why we came here tonight, to put this great sport on display for the Marines in attendance. And they're doing it in real-life situations.
Karo has got some heavy, heavy hands. You know, you see it, those jabs and those punches he's landing.
Would you say this fight is at 1 round apiece right now?
You can see it that way.
Yeah, Karo number 1, Fickett number 2.
But then again, you can see it's real tough. You'd have to go over it, scoring the fight instead of just calling it, and look at blow by blow. I could see that second round being given to Karo as well. I mean, he was on top, landing a lot of damage. I could see both rounds going to Karo. But you know what? I mean, we've seen some weird scoring in the past.
Absolutely, and
It's
that's the
very
one thing our
subjective.
fighters don't want, Joe. They don't want to go to the judges' scorecards. Stepping forward with that jab is Karo Parisyan. Parisian's shorts are drenched with blood. Really stepping into the jab.
Karo throwing some good shots here. Oh, nice job by Drew Fickett. Look at that.
Fickett ducked under.
Goes for the takedown and tried to roll into a knee bar, but unfortunately now he's on the bottom.
And a good spot for Karo Parisyan.
Yeah, and Karo Parisyan is very heavy in this position. He's so good at placing his weight, and he decided to stand up.
Yeah, Karo definitely felt like round 1 went better than round 2.
Yeah, good job for him by Drew of getting up there.
Both are young, too, as we talked about on the tail of the tape. Fickett just 26, Parisian just 24.
And Karo Parisyan has been fighting since he was 16 years old.
Moved with his family from Armenia to Hollywood at age 6. And he was fighting grown men at that age.
Yes, grown men in the cage.
The 2004 Olympic qualifier in judo. Less than 2 minutes remains in this fight. Fickett continuing to try to fire with the knees. Parisian with the straight left. Fickett looked for a takedown. Parisian said no way.
So far, no one has done anything definitive in this round to really seal it. I'd say this round is still up for grabs.
Yep, he yelled for the takedown. Oh, there's judo.
Throws him down and lets him get up. Good right hands by Karo.
Parisian trying to leave no doubt in the judges' minds if indeed this fight lasts another 70 seconds.
I'm surprised Karo didn't fall him to the ground there. I guess he's so comfortable on his feet.
He just scoots out of the way like a matador. And Fickett now looks like he's running out of gas a bit.
Fickett goes to the single.
And you know what? Karo does not look like he's running out of gas, which he definitively did against Diego Sanchez.
Karo's on top now. Yeah, he's definitely worked on his conditioning. He looks in great shape. But Drew Fickett, rather, isn't Diego Sanchez, so the pressure isn't as intense.
Excellent point. But I'm sure he made a promise to himself he wasn't going to let cardio separate himself from a future championship opportunity again.
Drew actually turning his back to Karo to try to get up. He's going to roll here and try to get to guard. Stands up. Wow. Good job by Drew Fickett in standing up there.
Final seconds of the third and final round.
What a spirited fight this is.
The Warriors performing in front of the Warriors.
Wow.
What a great fight between Drew Fickett and Karo Parisyan.
Amazing fight. Talk about two guys who just let it all hang out.
We will tally the judges' scorecards when we return to Marine Corps Air Station Miramar. Oh, how good is that? Captain Kirk Bush, First Lieutenant Michael McNeil, Captain Joe Medeiros, and Captain Jeff Steele for their time yesterday helping to educate me on what Marine Corps Air Station Miramar is all about. Who is the victor, Drew Fickett or Karo Parisyan? Here with the decision is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score this contest 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, Karo